Peace, love, and light to the family. I got a new article I want to share. This one is coming from TaschaLabs, TaschaLabs.com, and it's suggesting that the next wave of crypto adoption will come from utility tokens of real world companies. Now, shout out to Tasha over at TaschaLabs. She's doing some great work. She made a video about this very same article. I'll leave a link for that in the description, but she's suggesting that the next wave of crypto adoption will come from utility tokens of real world companies. Now, when she says real world companies, I take that to mean she's talking about businesses, companies, and brands that are not blockchain Web3 native. Basically, traditional and legacy businesses that have been around forever, who, just like the public, are going to be adopting these technologies. And again, I got to shout her out for keeping it real, because she's keeping it 100 and she's going all the way and defining what utility means, because we got to be careful with that, because you got people in the space who will try to create a false sense of utility. But she says, by utility token, I mean a token that has a clear usage within product lifecycle, as opposed to equity tokens. Equity tokens that give holders a share of company profit, which is akin to equities and likely to run into regulatory headwind going forward. So that's very interesting. She goes on to say that the fact that anyone can create a token to represent anything of value and trade it with any other asset on an open network under common standard is something unthinkable before the creation of public blockchains. Amazing indeed. And when she says this here, I think she's talking about the power of tokenization. And she's talked about it before, explaining that there's many things that have value but simply can't be tracked and traded in a practical way. But tokenization makes it possible to capture what she calls, and I love this, latent values. Capture those latent values and give them liquidity, which makes for a more dynamic economy. And she talks about programmability and instant redistribution of profits to all of the stakeholders within the economic production cycle, and how that can potentially mitigate distortions and inequities that occur within the traditional system. So she really does give this stuff a lot of thought, and I got to take some time to really wrap my head around it, but it's really some fascinating stuff. She goes deep. So one example she gives of how businesses might employ tokenization is through their loyalty programs. She gives the example of frequent flyer miles, Starbucks rewards, credit card points, all being tokenized, and then those tokens having liquidity in secondary markets. So why would a company want to do that? Because that would mean the rewards or the discount that is earned can now go to essentially everyone without having to earn it. And by earn it, I mean doing consistent business with the company, volume. Tasha suggests that this kind of tokenization model creates incentive for users to earn rewards, since those rewards can be immediately cashed out on the secondary market. So what this makes me think is, I like Nike. I like Nikes. I like to buy Nikes. Nike has or let's say Nike tokenizes their rewards program. So when I go shopping at Nike.com, I can redeem those points for my discount, or I can sell or trade those points on an exchange. So now my Nike.com rewards have monetary value that's not just locked within Nike's system. So Tasha, she backs this up with some real economic principles, and she says the extra incentive creates upward shift in demand curve equal to the amount of discount, which manifests as user growth and higher usage from existing users. And she points out how this could be viewed as providing a quote unquote subsidy for all users in the form of loyalty tokens, but that the user growth and the higher usage from existing users are the benefits which would outweigh the subsidy cost. So again, she goes deep in this article. I'm going to leave it at that, but you can check her out, TaschaLabs.com. She has a mailing list. She maintains a very informative Twitter. Twitter is like an amazing place to get your crypto news. I forgot how I first came across her stuff, but I enjoy her comments and her analysis regarding crypto. And, you know, she's coming to it from a traditional macroeconomics background and perspective, which I think gives her a kind of sober and balanced way of examining and processing what's going on in the space. You know, she cuts through the hype, and I like that. And actually, she reminds me a lot of Eli from My Tech Academy, who I also follow. You know, she understands the revolution, or should I say, she focuses on the revolutionary potential of blockchain, Web3, and tokenization in terms of transforming industries and how we can collectively and individually all leverage that in every conceivable area of human activity. She cuts through the crap, and there's a lot of crap in the crypto space, a lot of crap to cut through. And some people say that the bear market is what cuts through the crap, because only the truly viable and innovative projects are the ones that are going to be left standing when the smoke clears. So I'll leave it at that, folks. Again, you can check the article out in the description. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm out. Peace.